Alright, hello everybody. It's been a long time. Welcome back to another video where today, as you can tell by the title, we're kind of just going to be going over some things I've just been working on. Now, there was a video that I released like a long time ago that said that I was working on an animation. And that was true. And I said, screw it, I don't want to do that. I want to make a comic series. That was completely irrelevant to this. This is totally something different. I'm bad at explaining, I'm sorry. For the past few years, so in 2017, I started making making plans for a comic series. Now, I would show you all the stuff that I have, but it's a span of over 3 years in sketchbooks and other drawings and stuff, and they are currently over there in a little box I have packed up because I'll be moving soon. But anywho, that's not the point. The point is what I have in this sketchbook right here. The name of the comic series is called Bond of Brothers. Now, I am really bad at explaining, so I will just kind of flip through this while I show you. This is like a span of just like a few months. Very vague stuff in here, but yeah, it just kind of gives you like a very basic idea of after 3 years that I've just now started making the comic pages. Actually, here's the some of them for like the second issue or whatever that I started like a week and a half ago. So yeah, I'm not the best artist because I haven't drawn comics in like 2 years. Anywho, there goes my neck. But yeah, actually before that, yeah, let's just explain on what this is. Okay, I just fished out the old sketchbook from 2019. But this main comic series is based on 2 characters. This is the first one named Tyrion, and the second one over here, his name is Gerunth. I don't know how I came up with these names. I'm pretty sure I just like thought up of them like on the spot. But yeah. My camera is shaking. Anywho, it's based on these 2 characters. One over in this bottom corner, one over and up here, kind of out of focus. But yeah, these 2 aren't technically brothers. It's brothers was like a heavy quote. Who are around the age, I believe I said, yeah, 14 for this guy, then 14 and a half for this one, because he's like slightly older, and who want to become adventurers. Now, I don't think I've said this is more like a medieval fantasy-esque sort of world, but I'm a huge sucker for Greek mythology mainly, and just Roman and just Greek history in general. Is that I actually implemented some like regions of something in there. If I could find a page where I did like full colors, I could show you like this. This is like very bad, and I can't do this, so I have to pick this up and move it so I can show you guys. So yeah, implementing like Greek architecture. I've got a lot better since last year, but yeah, we also have some other stuff like my own sense of dwarven architecture. Take a lot of inspiration from like Skyrim on how they're not actually dwarves, but they, yeah, like deep folk or something. And this is, oh, there we go. This is the town that it starts in. This is called Orcerus. Once again, I don't really know what I was going for. I think I was going for like a mining village. That's why I called it like an ore, but I just kind of made it for this little village or something. And spoilers, in the first issue this thing gets sacked and burned. So there's that. This is the colored logo. Yeah. And then these are just some of the sketches for some like the power-ups or some of the other things. This is a better picture than the last one. But yeah, and then I have, Pain and Kakashi and all this other stuff that's not useful to this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's about these 2 characters who want to become adventurers. So They want to go out and become knights or adventurers. But oh no, their village gets sacked. I think is the correct term. It gets bombarded and raided by the Legion, which is where the Greek sort of thing comes in. So the first draft of this map is very bad because I'm trying to implement this like one issue at a time. Here's Osiris surrounded. Here, I'll actually use my pencil by a whole bunch of forest. Then I don't know what the crap this is. I suppose it's in mountains or whatever, because you see in the background, see a lot of like dwarven ruins or dwarven architecture. And then a band of these Legion soldiers with the commander of them named Commander. No, what the hell? Commander Julius. If you know what I'm trying to get at here, you know why I called him by that. But anyhow, they go and destroy the town. They kill people, and here's another draft of the map. Here we go. And see, I think that's like the fantasy text that I read that for, or is that actually Greek? I totally forgot. That looks Greek. Yeah, different thing in the map. I know this is Greek. This is Greek for the Great Wheat Field, I think is what it was. But anywho, yeah, the high forest where a lot of these creatures called like Varghouls or any sort of monsters from the Deadlands come from. And once I write more lore, I'll probably have a video for that. I think it's pretty interesting, but I'll get it when I get there. So you have this. I'll switch to my left hand. It's the forest. We have Osiris, which now does not exist, and all the survivors, which the main. So the population was around like less than 100, like 80, like 75 to 80 is what I wrote down, and there's only like 20 survivors left. So they have to move to this other thing called like New Osiris, but that's somewhere down the line. Then we have this the wheat village, so mainly just crops and farmland. A bigger town. Then we have this Greekish style village, which is where the full color that I showed you, where it's a whole bunch of like jagged rocks and all these ruins and stuff. Then over here, we go to the first. Oh, sorry about that. I just had to go take care of something. So yes, over here is Naveo Fasileo? Naveo Fasileo? I don't know. I learned the Greek alphabet like 6 years ago, and I knew one day that it would be useful, but I just looked it up on Google Translate just to get somewhere. Yeah, this is one of the first dwarven cities, not ruins, but cities, that the characters come across. Then there's this other one called the Ditch. Actually, I have it right here. Oh, I don't know how well you can see that. It's very light pencil, and also from last year, so, oh yes, it's called Moleskine, or Moleskine, I don't know. But yeah, otherwise known as the Ditch. And you can see why it's called the Ditch. And, a couple sketches from last year, and improper comic panel making on what's going to happen. So yeah, if this series ever does kind of shoot off, you get a little sneaky peeky. Anywho, but yeah, that's this page, and then this is just somewhere where like the main castle, like the main Greek sort of castle lies. But yeah, here's the sketch page that I did for that. I don't know why I didn't show that in the first place. Here, just looking up online for Greek architecture. So, the pillars or columns with these weird sort of things, which I just take out because I just want it to be simple. It's a little something something. And here we get a glimpse of what I called the adrenaline eye. Because in real life, I have this gold ring around my iris, and I just took inspiration from that to have kind of like these Tomoe sort of style thing, kind of like the Sharingan. And just because red, because, you know, red and gold kind of looks cool. I'm scratching up my laptop. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. That won't be as conscious. This is just some sketches that you'll see later on. Just some architectural sketches for this was where like the wheat village is, and then just some more eyes and stuff. And then here we go. So this is just the thing I was just telling you about, where you can see I'll switch over to the side. So a realistic wall for like these castles, because I like things going like historically accurate, but with a lot of you know, fantasy sort of characteristics in them. And that was a lot of background noise. And then we have the main, I guess, castle for this one. If you can't tell, this is kind of inspired from like the Whiterun Castle, kind of how you have all the like this double stairway, then these rocks kind of carved. These staircases carved out from the rock, and then goes to the East Castle. I thought that was really cool, so I just kind of implemented it into this one. Yeah, this is the first sketch of it in its full view. So you have the first kind of entryway house to its first. Think of this as like a mudroom sort of thing, and then these huge rectangular buildings, which once again you could tell inspired from Whiterun, where it's just a huge room with all these beams just holding up and just looks so awesome. And then two towers because, you know, symmetry, you know. And then we have just a small little comic, I guess you call it comic strip or whatever, just trying to figure out what powers or kind of what advantages I want to give main character what I want. So these are the 4 stages of the Adrenaline Eye. So you have stage 1, 2, 3, then 4. And yeah, when I have more information about it or lore, I'll make a video about it. Skip the page. Nothing to say about this. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. Blank page. And we're going to more Greek architecture. So kind of how I'm trying to figure out how I would lay like the main city if I want to make it more if I want to make it more historical or realistic, or I kind of want to take my own approach, which is probably what I'll do. Looking up watchtowers, you know, realistic. Then the grand, quote unquote, grand stairway to like the main building. Then some pillars. Just a random sketch that I found online. And this was the main page I was looking at. So of course we have the 2 designs here, one with like a circular building in the middle, and then rectangular little buildings attached to it, or a triangular, well, I'm sorry, like a square with a triangular top, which is what I went for, and then everything else attached to it, which I really liked. And then this was going to be the main, I guess you could say castle, just make it easier, but this will be, I called it the Capitol building. So like we're like the for how much I love like Greek history, I don't know a lot. But we're, I guess you could say, the smart people, so like the noblemen or whatever would talk about like laws and rules and heebie-jeebie grown-up stuff. But yeah, this is Aurea Poli or Poli, which is Greek for great city. And then I have that written out in Greek just because I think it's awesome. And yeah, timeline for the Battle of Osiris. Well, did I call it the battle? It's yeah, the Osiris Massacre, because it's not really a battle because they all kind of just got murdered. And Hinkle. This is just a stone building. So this I took from inspiration from Castle Dower from Skyrim, or in Solitude, and I kind of look at how this was, the wall looked, and I was like, hey, I want to sketch that out. So I think I'll be using this, probably, and then just a sketch of like the Legion's symbol with like a sword and shield, which wouldn't make sense if you're going for Greek, because they wouldn't use heater shields or medieval swords. But that one's just, that one's iffy. Just some notes on like the dwarves, dwarven weapons, some mountains, then just notes about like races or stuff that I want to try to implement. The mystery man. You can't, you've seen too much. And then here we get to where I sketched out the pages for like the second issue of the series. So I'll let you look through these. These are what I'm going to draw anyway. I just haven't finished it yet. So yeah, that's where that main building came in the wheat city or wheat village or something. But yeah, let's go to here. That's where I started. So yeah, for this page here, it's this one. So you see, this is Commander Julius, by the way. I want to do like a speed art of all these characters. Soon, probably do like covers. So I'll bring this closer. Kind of like a side by side. Yeah, I'm not the best at making comics. Like, for example, this page right here for Fatirian doing his, thing, which I haven't explained yet. But, it's awkward, but, I mean, it gets the point across. I'm only doing this by myself. And I am just horrible at writing. So, I just have to do with the best I got. It's just a character. Than all this other schnaz. But yeah, that's just going to be it. I mean, that's just a small little, I guess, tour you could say of what I have in this sketchbook. And also, one last thing. Knock this over, that sucks. So this is the sketchbook that I got at the beginning of the year. This was actually a gift from my boss for Christmas. And I had just been kind of drawing all these other characters and such. And I drew this. I'm going to move this back over. Don't know who this is. I don't necessarily blame you. I mean, the hair color kind of throws it off. This is Shad from Shadiversity. I've always been like a huge fan of his, and I thought that it would be really cool if I could have him in the comic series. At first, like a cameo, as like a training, I forget what it is, like a trainer, basically. So as you can see, like, I'm going to see if I can message him, see if he even responds. But here we have his padded gambeson. This, I know buttons existed in medieval times, but only like cotton ones, or like ones of wool. And you see this sort of thing on with Commander Julius as well. This just makes it a lot easier for like doing the straps. If I'm doing the small details, this is just a lot easier. And I just realized I messed up on the strap. I didn't get the remainder of his little belt strap. Yeah, his back scabbard. So if you've seen his videos, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I have this right here. So you have your opening for your sword. Then you have a little plate that has like a slit open for here, so you can slip your sword in. And that's actually what Fatirian has when he gets older. He also has a back scabbard, so I can have it on his back, because this is fantasy, damn it, and I can do whatever I want. But yeah, for his kind of training, his usual clothes, so you know he has his back scabbard, his padded gambeson, just some blue shirt with leather gloves, some loose pants, and some boots. Then yeah, his hair that I'm not very good at drawing his hair, I've tried, and then his beautiful facial hair. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. If you did enjoy, then that's awesome. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day or night for me, because it's like midnight now. Yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Till next time, bye.